So a few weeks ago, we had our first traders networking get together. It was over the bank holiday weekend, and it was in the Cotswolds. We hired this beautiful place, really British style, pool, cinema room, you name it. Great food, great people. But the reason that I'm mentioning this now and what I want to talk about in this video is that nearly didn't happen. And I want to speak to you of why that didn't really happen and how this is probably affecting you in your life and your trading. Now, again, it's a raw video. It's something that I've wanted to stress for a while. And on the outside world, people would probably look at me and say, oh, he's trading full time. He's really, really confident. He works out. This is happening. That's happening, etc., etc. But I still have a lot of limiting beliefs. And a lot of you watching this video are going to have limiting beliefs, especially when it comes to trading. And one of those limiting beliefs was actually building 10 Wealth Group, building the Trader OS and building this family and this wonderful community that we've managed to build now over the last couple of years. And that event that we did, getting traders together, getting Deanna from Top Steps TV to come in and give us a presentation on the Saturday morning, making sure everybody was hydrated, had enough food, the movie night, the cards, the working out that we worked out in the mornings together, and then the live trading that we had on the day one, it was all a limiting belief for me that could I actually do this? And for a while, that wasn't the case. I wanted to say something, I wanted to do something, but it just wasn't happening for me. And this is going to relate to you in your trading or anything else that you're trying to do. So where was the shift when it came to getting all the traders together, etc., and things like that? And we like to keep it private. We like to keep it a small group, 10 traders, etc., and things like that for these special events that we will be doing, at least once a year and maybe multiple times a year to get people connected with other people. But that limiting belief came from a position of me where I thought, well, who would want to come? Who would want to be a part of this? And now I've got people from all around the world who are part of our community, which is crazy, who traveled from all around the world to go to our event over the bank holiday weekend and just easily fitted into the community. It was like everybody had known each other for years and years, purely because they've been speaking online, and we try and keep it very, very close knit. So for me, the limiting belief was, can it work? Can I actually get other traders to do this? Will people like me the way that I am? Will people, I'm known as the ex-footballer, will they kind of relate to me, etc., and things like that, cultural differences. But that soon went out the way when I decided to do one thing. And that was, I decided to focus on what I actually wanted. Now, you've probably heard of the saying, where focus goes, energy flows, from Tony Robbins. And that's basically is saying that you don't get what you want, you get what you focus on. So I wanted to do many, many things. I wanted to get to 10K in trading at one stage. Then I needed to break that barrier. But around the event and around what you can do moving into this, and I'll break it down of how you can do this, is what you want has nothing to do with what you'll actually get. You will only get that if your focus is on that. Now, there are things that you don't want and they keep happening because your focus is on that. That is a limiting belief. And during the weekend, there's many, many people that I could see had limiting beliefs. I still have limiting beliefs. People are scared of failure. Now, if you associate your focus on scared of failure, you're never really going to break that barrier because you're scared of the failure. So even though you don't want to fail, your focus is on the failure. Where focus goes, energy flows. So for me, it was I needed to concentrate on the focus on building it and making it happen. Not on if it didn't work, not on would people like me in this business, not if, their trading is full of so many scams. What if people think I'm a scammer? These are the types of limiting beliefs that I had for a very, very long time. Once I then started to focus on, well, actually, I like leading people. I like building a community. I like building connections, personal connections with people. Even though I'm a very, very introvert behind this camera and in my home office majority of the time, but I actually like speaking and being around people. So people are going to gravitate towards my energy. So let me focus on the energy. Let me focus on giving value. and then people will be a part of the community. And now we've got just an unbelievable community. And this is not a shill to say, come into my community or anything like that. What this is I want you to use this video of thinking about your limiting belief at this moment in time. And that's just an example of my limiting belief. I have another limiting belief now of trying to break a certain level consistently from prop payouts. Okay, first it was 10K, then it was a 12K. Now we're moving up consistently, not one-off, consistently. And there's limiting barriers. There is limiting beliefs that get in the way from that. So what I want you to take from this is I want you to think about, where are you at this current stage? What are your limiting beliefs? And then re-engineer. So go backwards and think, well, if I did fail, what would happen? Well, I may lose everything. Okay, so what would happen if you lost everything? How would that make you feel? Can you recover? 99.9% of can recover. Do you want to post more content? Like, I want to post more content on Instagram. I hate Instagram, but I have this limiting belief that if I just keep posting and posting, what will this person think? Will they think I'm like all the other trading bullshit gurus and I don't want people to think this? Then actually it's not. I don't want them to think. I'm worried about what they might think about me. That's a limiting belief. Not many people would know that. People would just say, oh, well, you just don't like Instagram, because that's what I tell myself. So think about where you are at this moment in time in your trading or anything that you're struggling with, and what's in your way. What is a limiting belief that is in your way? And is your focus on that? If your focus is on the negative side of everything that you're doing, that's what's going to happen. That is what is going to happen. So whether that's relationships, whether that's trading, whether that's life, whether that's, I'm scared to fail, or I'm scared about what people might think, or what would life actually look like if I hit 10, 15, 20, 40, 50K a month? How would the outside world see me? These are all limiting beliefs that will come into your trading along the way and your life. Now, of course, this is a trading channel. I speak about trading all the time, but I want you to try and pull from experiences and limiting beliefs from other areas of your life. And just remember that where the focus goes, energy flows. And the easiest thing for me to say is that we're in type of relationships. If your focus is on in a certain relationship, that energy will just come to fruition. That energy will just lighten up that relationship or situation that you are in. And when it comes to trading, you need the energy to be focused on the key things that's going to get you over that line. So if you're just constantly thinking about the big goal and you're not using the day-to-day compounding effects where the energy needs to go, yes, we want this. Of course we want this, but what am I actually doing each day? Where is my energy going? Where is my focus? And if my focus is on, I really, really want this, but I can't seem to break that barrier, or I'm really, really struggling with this, or this is happening, or I'm chasing it because of a job, or I'm chasing it because I want to escape, guess where your energy is going to go? Your energy is going to go into that negative, impulsive behavior. And ultimately you self-sabotage time and time again. Now, this video was inspired because this morning I had a call with one of the mentees, and it just made me think about how can I bring this into like a story way of thinking and add my experiences and my mentee. And this morning we jumped on a call and I said to him, your energy is so different. Your energy is so different. I actually sent an email about this earlier. Well, I say today, but you'll probably see this video on Sunday. And I said, what's different? Well, he changed his job. Well, he quit his job because he wanted to concentrate on his energy in his house. So he started getting outside more. He was reading more books. He was listening and reading content that aligned with where he wanted to go in a spiritual tune with himself. Now, I preach getting outside as much as you can. I preach breath work from amazing member of the community. I preach about reading. I preach about all these things. And you need to try and hypnotize yourself into being successful in trading and in life, because you're already getting hypnotized by all the bullshit Instagram and all these kind of things. Sorry, when I said the bullshit word then, it just reminded me of a card game that I was playing when we all got together a couple of weeks ago. People will laugh when I say that. But you're already being hypnotized by nonsense. So why not hypnotize by the things that are really, really going to uplift you and move forward? If you have a good feeling around someone or something, pursue that. If you have a good feeling about being outdoors, pursue that. A new hobby, pursue that. But more importantly, that will come into your trading, and start to pursue and focus and pour energy into structure, into discipline, into only trading from extreme levels. Like I say, the mentee this morning, I won't name names, so much more relaxed that just puts alarms on the chart, works on another project in the background, waits for that alarm to happen, and gets in the trade. When I was trading, I was actually in a short this morning. Well, again, the morning, you're going to watch this on Sunday. And he missed it by 2 points and had no FOMO. And I asked him again, did you have FOMO? And he had no FOMO. That is a huge shift in the way that he behaves from 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. And that's because we are constantly working on how does the mind work. So what I want you to take from this video, and I jumped around a little bit, but it's raw, it's off the top of my head, is you will always be faced with limiting challenges. You will always be questioning yourself. You will always be thinking, well, if I do this, what would happen here? If I don't do this, but I want to do this, but what would happen? Go with the focus, and your energy will just blossom within that area. That's what will happen. Life is complicated. Trading is way complicated. It can work. I've seen it work. I'm living evidence that it does work. And so is many, many people within our community. Now, there is a free 30-day journal below to get you on track. Go and check that out. Mentorship is closed at the moment as we're concentrating on building our circle community back, so it's all in one place. But if you do need any help of anything like that, then you can drop me email, or you can just book a call at the moment, but we won't be taking any new students on, mentee, clients, however you want to call them going forward. For me, they're friends. They are friends and they are community members. But professionalism, clients, mentees, whatever word you want to use. I'll see you on the next one.